We're in a time that needs a lot of, in Hebrew, it's called berurim. It's not clear that we need to sort out a lot of things in our life, and because that Mars still in Cancer, there's a lot of emotions, that are playing a role here. And in between those two eclipses, the lunar eclipse in Sagittarius and the solar eclipse in the sign of Gemini. And again, why eclipses? Because the sun or the moon are close to the nodes, the nodes of the moon. That's what gives us the eclipse. And in our life, it means a lot of ending cycles and open new ones. And we are in a time that the emotional body is very, very strong. Yesterday also Venus entered to the sign of Cancer as well. And it's a lot of emotions, especially that Mars. Honestly, I cannot tell you, on June 11, Mars is going to go finally into the sign of Leo, and hopefully we're going to get more of our creative side than our emotional side that is very hard to handle. We can see the act of Mars in Cancer. Mars in Cancer, Mars is fire. In Cancer is very vulnerable, very emotional, and we can feel our emotions taking over the mind. And remember what this eclipse is about Gemini is mind, and Gemini is to see reality the way it is, not from an emotional place, because we find ourselves every time we make decisions, or we take decisions from emotional places, we are having the habit of making mistakes, because we cannot let those overflowing emotions to take over. It doesn't, in the chronological order of the universe, it doesn't work like that. And every time that we give those emotional body to take over, we usually make mistakes. We usually are not thinking clear. It's like we are compensating for something. And we can see it also in this portion, how the people of Israel is compensating for a big mistake they did. And overcompensating doesn't help anyone, okay? And this is only us that wants to compensate. Most of the world, unfortunately, and sometimes I just feel that I can take a Harry Potter wand and, we can just like do some spells, and everybody, not that we all our problem will be solved, but I wish that each person at least will know that this is a time that we cannot touch emotionally, or take it personally, everything that is happening, because we need to go above it. And that's the Gemini, to stick to the facts, guys. Stick to the facts. If all the people in the world right now, the one that are so mad, the one that I think, it's so easy to be victim right now with that Jupiter in Pisces. So everybody feels that because they're a victim, they can hurt someone else, or they can take their anger in violence, or they can take their anger in ways that are, unacceptable. But we all feel that overflow of emotions. But at least if we cannot tell it to the whole world, at least let's be us, the people that wants to change, the people that understand that it's all an emotional process, so we can go and we can see the seed level, the seed of why those emotions. We cannot fix the emotions at the outside. We will never fix it on the outside. On the outside, it's only going to be to compensate. It has to be internal. And we learned so many times that everything in this world has to do with external and internal. And every time we're trying to solve problem on an external level, it's maybe we will be able to solve it, but on a very temporary basis, and we're not really solving any solving. Mercury retro. Today I can blame Mercury retro for everything. All right. The thing is that that Mars in Cancer takes everything personal. Everything is being done to me. And because of the south node is in Sagittarius, it's not fair and it doesn't make any sense. And how could it be that I give so much to a person and they don't appreciate? And how could it be that I do so much and I'm not getting anything in return? And look at those people who doesn't do anything and look how their life is amazing. It's not fair. Life is not fair. Okay, but this is all prejudiced. It's old ways of thinking. It's thought process that we are bringing with us from lifetimes and from childhood, or from something that happened to me yesterday that proved myself right. You see, I'm not being recognized. You see, nobody loves me. You see, I can't make a difference. Like all those things, that or that's belong to me and it doesn't belong to the other person, or all those, those feelings that is not taking us to any good place. And if it's coming because we feel like we can snap on our people that we love the most, the Rav always said that, and it's very hurt to hear that, but the Rav always said, the Rav said, and not nice word about it, like people who really treat the people who give them the most, the worst. Why? Because they feel safe with those people. Because if someone loves you and is not going to, or she's not going to go away just because you snapped, doesn't give us the not even the right, to snap. These are the people that we need to protect the most. Okay, the people that loves us and the people that care for us. Anyway, so life doesn't look fair. Everything is very emotional. And those eclipses are pushing us to, and I said it so many times, to receive new information from above. It could be from people, but it can be like, I cannot come with all my prejudice and how I think and try to create something new. So our future is our past and our past is our future. And we're bypassing the present because we're like just moving from something that we agree that it's not okay. And that's how we create our future as well. On Saturday, we're going to have that Mars in Cancer, opposite Pluto in Capricorn. And Pluto in Capricorn is in retrograde. And again, it's all these emotions against structure, against things, against government, against, people in power, against people that we think that they have the right to control our life. But nobody can really control our life unless we allow that to happen, and we learn that over and over again. So on Saturday, I already told myself, Esther, you should take few rescue remedies, and you should take few rescue remedies and relax. Everything is going to be fine. Like, don't react. Really to prepare, that maybe someone that I love, will say something I don't like, or I'm just going to feel over emotional, or I'm going to feel to be sad. And this is exactly the Shabbat. This is exactly the Saturday that we are not supposed to be sad. If we're quiet our mind, and just say to the Creator, you know what, I feel so much this weekend. I really feel personally not safe. I feel very vulnerable. It looks like, everything is affected me right now, and I don't know what to do. I'm in a place that I don't know, I don't know how to take it from here to the next level. But if we're just trying to quiet our mind, when we quiet our mind, it's not even just quiet our mind. It's just not to take it personally. It's enough that we know, because the mind will tell you take it personally, it's happened to you, and why people behave like that, and why people like that, and why situation like that, and why, which is good to ask why, but not from a victim place. All right, why? But when we also understand that we don't have the answers, and we're just trying not to think about it, or try to accept it, or just try to feel what we feel and not trying to calculate and think what's fair, what's not fair, not bringing our own answer to it, then answers will be given to us. If we would just be able not to take things personally, to understand there is a bigger picture, to quiet our mind, all right, and to really ask for divine inspiration, to really ask for the answers that we are looking for. Okay, so there's a lot of flow of emotions, confusion in the mind. We don't know, we just don't know. But we can know. We can know not from our own brain. We know when we're connecting to something, to a brain that is bigger than ours. And this is where the Torah comes in. מפני שהבטיח לנו הקדוש ברוך הוא שבשעה שניכנס לארץ נמצא בה מכל טוב ונכסים רבים. The Creator promised us that the time that when we are going to go to the land of Israel, we're going to find a lot of abundance there and a lot of great things. ובתים מלאים כל טוב, and houses that are full with everything good. And the Creator will fill it up for us. But if the people that is sitting in Israel right now will know that we are coming, they're going to dig pits in the ground, and they're going to hide all the treasure and all the good things that the Creator promised to us. ואחר כך ניכנס אנחנו ולא נמצא שם כלום. And then we're going to come in the land of Israel and we're not going to find anything because they hide everything. ונמצא דברים של הקדוש ברוך הוא בטלים. And therefore the Creator will be, kind of embarrassed because whatever he promised could not happen. All right? לכן מוטב שנשלח לשם מרגלים. That's why it's better for us to send spies, and they will show us where everything is. So even if they're going to dig a hole in the ground, we will be able to find it. Okay? And that's why it says, נשלחה אנשים לפנינו ויחפרו לנו את הארץ. We will send people before us, and they're going to dig the land. All right, now, does it sound ridiculous to you? I don't know, it sounds ridiculous to me. But we're all telling ourselves story that someone who's going to hear it and is not going to be in the emotional state, is going to look at it from the outside, will also think that it's ridiculous, right? Because if the Creator promised them the land, the Creator will make sure they're going to get it, right? Anyway, so they even convinced Moses that it's good, that it's spiritual. They came from a spiritual place. They didn't want to. They didn't want the Creator to feel or I don't know how to say it in English. To feel that he couldn't make the promise. That his promise didn't actually happen. So they did it out of concern to the Creator. All right. So they convinced Moses, and Moses, because, we need to understand that those people were very, very, very righteous people with a lot of divine inspiration, and it's not something that we can understand because the gates of prophecy is closed in our time. So we don't really experience that prophecy, not so much divine inspiration, some intuition, maybe, yes. So Moses believed them. He believed them, and he went to the Creator, and he says, the people, the tribes came to me, the heads of the tribe came, and that's what they want to do. And the Creator say, Shlach Lecha, send to you. It's like the Creator is like, whatever you want to do, send to you. Shlach Lecha, to you. Okay, the Creator doesn't need them to go. But it's like the Creator is almost like feeling disappointed. And we see it again when we have friends, children, people that we love, students, and you can see, not that we see better, because probably they can see better about us too. So obviously it's not coming from judgment, but when we're looking at someone else, it's easier to see. And you, it happened to me so many times, that I'm saying something to someone and I know that this is, if the person will really open the eyes and will get out from the emotional body and not going to be afraid, they will be able to see a different reality. And you talk to people and people will come with all the right excuses why they cannot do that. And all you can do is just sit and almost like feel their pain, but there's nothing we can do about it. Right? It feels like that's the Creator, how it feels like. I showed you so many miracles. I gave you the Torah, Mount Sinai. You saw the voices, like everything, and you still don't think that I can send you there, right? That my promise will be meaning something. And then we know the story. They went into the land of Israel. They left at 29 of the month of Sivan, 29 of the month of Gemini, and they came back on the 9th of Av. And in the 9th of Av, 40 days they were there, they came with bad rapport of the land of Israel. And, it's one of the most painful portions. Because whatever happened in the story of the spies is affecting us until today. It affected all our history. Because the spies came to the people of Israel and they told them all the scary things they saw in the land of Israel, and everybody cried with them. And the Creator got so upset and he says, you cry for nothing. I'm going to make sure you're going to cry for generation. B'chiya ledorot, it says. B'chiya ledorot. For generations, every 9th of Av. All this, for the nation, every, of course, the destruction of the temples, the first and the second, and many others, decrees or really painful things happen on that day of the 9th of Av. That's why we consider it to be a day of mourning, that we never know what's going to happen, right? But the question is, why the Creator find to be so upset and to punish them so severely? Because they really told the truth. They told the truth. They went to the land of Israel and they saw the giant. The giant are the Nephilim. I don't know if the falling angels, we call it. It's called Nephilim. The Nephilim was in the time of before creation. That the Creator created the world, and there are two angels. Their name is, I'm going to say it once, Asa and Azael. Okay, two very, they were not negative back then. They were angels basically, and they came to this world, and they saw how the people are sins all the time, especially men and women and the whole mess around it. So they said, let us, we live in this world. They told the Creator, we're gonna go live there. And the Creator said, then how is it going to help you? Because when you're going to go there, you're going to have also the Satan taking over you, and you're going to do the same. And they said, no, we're not going to do the same. We're going to show you. We're going to be better. And the Creator put them in the Olam of Malchut, in the world of Malchut, in the land. And oh boy, what they did there, right? Worse than humans. They saw the beautiful women and they had babies together. So the babies that came out from those, it was half angels and half human, and they were giant, and they were pretty scary. Okay, really scary. Yeah. If you ever want to read in the Zohar the scary descriptions, be my guest. We're not going to describe it here. They were very scary people, and when the spies went and they saw those Nephilim, they stopped believing that the creator can actually win those because they were so scary. And the fact that the Nephilim was able to survive the flood in the time of Noah, okay, because everyone else died. Everyone else died beside Noah, right? And his family and the animals and everybody that was in the ark. But not those Nephilim. The Nephilim survived, and the flood was, was terrible, and they survived it. So when they saw the Nephilim there, they didn't believe that the creator will be able to win. They didn't believe it. The creator was upset because the creator, after everything that happens, they chose to see the bad, and they lost all certainty in the creator. So no matter how giant they were, they chose to see the bad. They chose to see the bad. There's many lessons here, right? There are many, many lessons. One is like when we don't want something, and the spies didn't want to go into the land of Israel. They didn't want to go into the land of Israel because, if you remember last week, we talked about Eldad and Medad, the two men, okay, that if you read the Midrash, you understand that they are the brother of Moses from the mother. So they've been told prophecy. Remember, we talked about it, and in the prophecy it says that Moses will never enter to the land of Israel, and Joshua will take his place. So when they knew that at the moment they're going to come to the land of Israel, the whole leadership will change, and they didn't want to lose their leadership. And one of the really important lesson that we have here, that a person that never influenced before. I mean, look at politicians, for example. All right, when they start their journey, when they decide that they want to be a politician, it's not because they want to lie, right? It's because they really believe in the purpose. They believe in the purpose. They feel that they can change. They feel that something bothers them, and they want to take the responsibility to change it. The moment someone is choosing them and they feel the energy of being a leader, and they're being given so much respect and power, to lose it, it's the Midrash is saying it, that to lose it is so much harder that they try to lie, and they try to manipulate, and they'll do everything just to maintain the power. And those spies, as righteous as they were, they didn't want to lose the power. They wanted to stay in leadership. So from the beginning, if you check the seed level of everything that is happening, for them first to go even to the land of Israel to check. Why do you have to check? The Creator already promised it to you. And then go there and find all the things that are not good. Yeah, they found, there are great fruit there too. But they didn't really, they concentrate on the bad. And the moment we concentrate on the bad is only because we have an agenda. So we want to find this weekend. We have very powerful weekend that all the emotions are coming out, and the energy of the eclipses of new information is there for us. Do we really want to change? Do we really want to eliminate chaos from our life? That's the first question we're going to ask ourselves. Because if we do, we are given the opportunity. We are given the opportunity this weekend. It's a very strong weekend when we have astrologically all this planet alignment that I explained before. And we have that energy of the spies that gives us the energy not to be the spy. how the Rav said, to be the tourist. Because a tourist, when he comes to a new place, he only wants to see what's good. He wants to enjoy. He's getting excited from every building that we pass by so many times and we don't even notice. But a tourist will notice that building, will notice that tree, will notice a lot of good things. But a spy doesn't come to see what's good. A spy comes to check what's wrong. What is a spy? Let me see what's going on there. Let me see what's wrong so I can go back and report. And they went as spies and not as tourists. And in this weekend, if we really, we're not lying to ourselves, wants to find, what makes us so emotional, what makes us sad, what makes us angry, we just need to find that opening to find what is it, and from that opening we will be able to dive and to know more and to get new information and to receive messages. So this weekend is very powerful when we have not so great planets are not aligned together. They're actually fighting with one another. But what is this fight? The fight, because someone has to awaken us. How does it say in the Zohar? In the Zohar, Shlach Lecha, in this portion, Resh, Kuf, Resh, in Tav 206. Right? ביום הזה, חזרו דברים חדשים לפני ראש הישיבה, whatever, I'm not reading from the beginning. One thing he discovered, okay? העץ שאינו מעלה אורו, קודשים אותו. A tree that is not reflecting light, they cut him off. And then the new one is shining. הגוף שאור הנשמה אינו מעלה, the body that the light of the soul is not shining. שאור הנשמה אינו עולה, מכים בו, they hit him. ויעלה אור הנשמה, so the light of the soul will go up, will shine. Okay? ויתאחדו זה בזה הגוף בנשמה, and the body and the soul will come together so they can shine. So yes, maybe we're going to have an opposition between Mars and Pluto, and it's going to be very emotional, but this is the heat. So the soul will shine, not to punish us. It's not about punishment. It needs to awaken the vessel to find solutions. So we have to feel so emotional that we don't know how to move on from this. So we can say, I don't know how to move on. Show me, give me the answers, guide me. So we don't know. So we reduce from the power of the body and the power from our own limited mind, and we surrender to a bigger mind, the bigger mind of Rabbi Shimon, and the bigger mind of the righteous, and the bigger mind of the Torah, and the bigger mind of the Creator. We can blend into a bigger mind than ours, because our mind is small, and everything that we think, it's already coming. It's coming from the past. We don't want the past anymore. We want the future. We want the future, again, without forgetting our essence and who we are. That's the Saturn. Saturn will always going to make sure we will know our essence. And if we are far away from our essence and our values, then we're not really receiving that truth. We cannot really go to the future without maintaining our values and our essence. Because going new without maintaining what belongs to us is just maybe change. But who says that change will be good? Maybe that change will be bad. But if we maintain our essence and our values, okay, so we are just using it as a leap of faith.